Los Angeles Clippers news, boys. You already know the vibes. The Clippers want one of these point guards, boys. So how do I know this, boys? Chris Mannix from Sports Illustrated, shout out Sports Illustrated, used to read that like every week as a little kid. Shout out to Sports Illustrated, been doing big things for a while. Chris Mannix of Sports Illustrated reported that the Clippers have strong internal interest in these 3 point guards. These 3 point guards. So who are the point guards that the Clippers have interest in? Obviously, we've heard about Lonzo Ball, but that's not who we're going to talk about in this video. We're going to talk about the 3 point guards that Chris reported, and those 3 point guards are Ricky Rubio, George Hill, and Terry Rozier, boys. Let's go. Could you imagine Terry Rozier on the Clippers? Scary Terry hours? Scary hours? Bringing Scary Terry to LA, to the Clippers, bro. That'd be fantastic to watch. Terry Rozier's having a breakout season, the best season of his career this year. He's playing like a closer. It's really scary hours for Scary Terry. He's acting like he's the Dame of the East, the way he's getting into these scary hours, hitting big shots for Charlotte. Shout out to Charlotte, boys. So what does this news mean for the Clippers, boys? It means a few things. First of all, we can forget about Terry Rozier. The Clippers are not getting Terry Rozier. The reason why I say that is because when you look at the Hornets, boys, the Hornets are playing incredible basketball. Nobody thought the Hornets were going to be a playoff team. Bro, why'd they pick LaMelo? This guy sucks. LaMelo can't shoot. LaMelo Ball, one of the best young rookies we've had in recent years, bro. Breaking records left and right. He's in the same record category as guys like Luka Doncic, LeBron James, when it comes to rookie numbers. But I digress. The Charlotte Hornets are not going to give up Terry Rozier unless they're blown away by an offer. And unfortunately, the Clippers do not have enough tradable assets that they can get a guy like Terry Rozier. I don't think that the Charlotte Hornets are going to be swayed by a Lou Williams, Patrick Beverley trade. And I don't think they're going to give up a guy like Ibaka. I don't think they're going to give up a guy like Kawhi or a PG. So that trade is not going to happen, boys. More likely is a trade for George Hill or Ricky Rubio. But first of all, what does this mean for the Clippers that are interested in these point guards? It means that the Clippers front office is finally realizing something, boys. They're realizing that the Clippers need a true point guard to facilitate the offense. Patrick Beverley can't do it. Reggie Jackson can't do it. They need a real consistent guy at the 1 that can facilitate this offense for Paul George and Kawhi Leonard, boys. Why do I say that? We all saw Kawhi's comments after the Pelicans lost. That was a very disappointing loss for the Clippers. We saw Kawhi's comments. He said that he's very, what did he say? I have the quote here. What the fuck did Kawhi say? He said he's very concerned with how inconsistent the Clippers are. He said the inconsistency is very concerning. That's word for word what he said. And you know a man like Kawhi doesn't speak often. So if he's coming out and saying this in the media, it's for a reason. And I think that the Clippers front office needs to pay attention, as Kawhi Leonard has the option to be a free agent this season if he wants to. You do not want to lose Kawhi Leonard and just have Paul George left on the team with Patrick Beverley and Lou Williams. That's going to be scary as fuck. You do not want to see Kawhi Leonard leave. So you need to pay attention to what this man is saying. He is worried about the inconsistency. They need a point guard. Why do I say this, boys? Kawhi Leonard plays his best basketball when he's able to play off of a lead guard. Look no further than his time in Toronto. Playing off of Kyle Lowry, Kawhi's allowed to do his own thing, get into his own offense, and the team around him kind of just functions around him. Like, he does his own thing, gets into his spots, they feed him the ball when necessary, but he's not necessarily needed to create plays or play make for other people as he is on the Clippers. Same thing when he's playing on the Spurs with Tony Parker, one of the best point guards of all time. Tony Parker was allowed to facilitate the offense. Manu Ginobili facilitate the offense. Man like Tim Duncan in the post, keeping everything steady. Kawhi was allowed to work within these players and get his own game off, get his own offense off, lock in on defense. With the Clippers, he's doing way too much playmaking, bro. It's not his thing. He needs a lead guard. And honestly, when out of those 3 point guards mentioned, if it were up to me, I would bring in a guy like George Hill. And here's why, boys. George Hill is a veteran with a lot of playoff experience with the Spurs and the Pacers, even the Bucks. He has a lot of playoff experience, and he's a great 3-point shooter. 38% three-point shooter for his career. Shout out George Hill. And we can't forget George Hill. My fucking light turned off. Let me turn my light back on. The hell? We can't forget that George Hill and Paul George played together on the Pacers. Maybe bringing George Hill and Paul George back together can bring back some of that old PG from when he used to wear number 24. Bring back some of that old PG from the Pacers that used to be yamming it on mans before he snapped his leg like a twig. So I think bringing in George Hill is a good idea, boys. That's just my opinion. I think they could easily get it done. Send a couple second-round picks to OKC. That should be enough to get the deal done. Send some matching salary fillers, stuff like that. Ain't no big deal, bro. You could easily get George Hill. Ricky Rubio, he's a fine player, but he's not as good as George Hill. Ricky Rubio will give you some more playmaking, some more passing. He's only a 32% three-point shooter. He's not the greatest finisher at the rim. I would much rather have a guy like George Hill who can shoot the three, operate from the mid-range, is a great finisher, great free throw shooter, and he can play make for you a bit. So that's just my opinion, boys. What is your view on this whole situation where the Clippers are interested in these 3 point guards? Obviously, we'd love to get Scary Terry, but I don't think it's realistic, boys. Make sure, if you enjoyed this video, you click the like button. Click that shit. It takes 5 seconds. You look at your phone, you scroll down, and like, oh, the like button. And you click that shit. It's not that hard, boys. Helps me out a lot. Helps the channel grow. If you're not subscribed, subscribe to the channel. We do new NBA videos every single week. Peace.